Kevin was bored. The class was so boring today that he started drawing mustache on his teacher's face while she was writing on the board. As soon as Mrs. Periwinkle turned around, she saw what Kevin had done and sent him to the principal's office. When Kevin got to the principal's office, he expected a lecture and maybe a few hours of detention, but instead the principal gave him a box. "What's this?" asked Kevin. "Open it," said the principal. Kevin opened the box and a blue vapor came out. "You have been selected to participate in the invisibility project," said the principal. Before Kevin could ask any questions, he was sucked into the box and everything went black. When Kevin woke up, he realized he was in his classroom, but something was very wrong. His backpack was floating in the air. His books were falling off the shelves, and his pencil was spinning around like a top. Then it hit him. He was invisible. He could see and hear everyone in the classroom, but they couldn't see or hear him. He tried to shout, "Hey guys, I'm invisible," but no sound came out. All that came out was a small squeak. It sounded like a mouse. He tried again. "Guys, I'm invisible." This time it sounded like a monkey. Kevin panicked. What if he never got his voice back? How would he tell anyone he was invisible? Then he saw his opportunity. While everyone was looking at the board, he ran out of the classroom and down the hall. No one saw him. He was invisible. A big smile spread across his face. He was going to have so much fun being invisible. He walked into the bathroom and saw a boy washing his hands. Kevin scared him by tapping him on the shoulder. The boy jumped and screamed, "Who's there?" Kevin repeated his trick and scared another student, and then another. Soon the whole school was buzzing with rumors about a ghost in the bathroom, but Kevin's favorite prank was scaring the teachers. He walked into Mrs. Periwinkle's classroom and hid under her desk. Then, when she sat down, he tickled her face with some feathers. She screamed and fell backwards out of her chair. Next, he went to Mr. Williams' class and sat on the back of his chair. When Mr. Williams leaned back, Kevin pushed him all the way back. He fell right on his face. After school, Kevin decided to go to the mall and do some invisible shopping. He snuck into a clothing store and took to brand new t-shirts without paying for them. He put them on over his regular clothes so he could keep them hidden. Then he headed to the toy store. He took as many toys as he could carry and stuffed them into his backpack. But security guards stopped him at the door. "What do you think you're doing?" asked one of the guards. Kevin tried to explain that he was invisible, but all that came out was a squeak. The guard didn't believe him and started to chase after him. Kevin ran and ran, but where could an invisible boy go? He remembered his school locker. He ran all the way to school, opened up his locker, and hid all his stolen goods inside. Then he went home. His mom opened the front door and asked, "Where have you been?" "You weren't home for dinner, and now it's almost 9 p.m., said Kevin. All that came out was a meow. His mom thought he was a cat for a second until she realized he was actually a boy. "Why are you meowing?" she asked. Again, Kevin tried to explain that he was invisible, but all that came out was a woof. His mom thought he was a dog for a second until she realized he was actually a boy. She was starting to get worried. Something was definitely wrong with her son. She took him to the hospital where a doctor checked his ears and throat, but he couldn't find anything wrong. "It's a miracle," said the doctor. "Your vocal cords are vibrating at a frequency just above and below human hearing. That means you're producing sound, but we can't hear it. And because sound waves travel faster than light waves, you become invisible to everyone around you," said the doctor. "It will only last a few days, but until then you must stay in the hospital so we can monitor you," said the doctor. Kevin was disappointed. He wanted to be invisible for longer, but he stayed in the hospital anyway. He stayed in bed all day and was too bored to even watch TV. He started drawing pictures of himself as an invisible superhero. Just then, a cute nurse came into his room. She looked at his drawings and asked, "Can I help you with something?" Kevin pointed at his drawings and tried to say, "Look, I'm an invisible superhero," but all that came out was a squeak. The nurse thought it was the cutest thing ever. "Well, I've never seen an invisible superhero before. Can I touch you?" she asked. Kevin nodded. She put her hand on his head, and suddenly his invisibility started to fade. Color started rushing back into his vision, and he could hear the sounds of the hospital around him. Once again, the nurse screamed. She had just touched an invisible boy. When Kevin's mom came into the room, she was so relieved to see her son. But then she noticed the nurse was crying. "What happened to him?" she asked. "I don't know," said Kevin. "All I know is that I'm no longer invisible," said Kevin. His mom hugged him. "You scared me, Kevin. Don't ever run away from home again," she said. Kevin knew he had been a bad boy, but he couldn't stop smiling. He was invisible no more, but now he had an amazing story to tell. All the other kids at school would wish they could be invisible for just one day. They didn't know how lucky they were. That night, Kevin told his dad all about his adventures being invisible. "It was the best," said Kevin. "I scared every single teacher at school," he said. His dad smiled. It sounded like Kevin had learned a valuable lesson. Sometimes it's better to be yourself than to try and be someone else. At school the next day, Kevin told all his friends about his adventures being invisible. "I couldn't talk, but I got to scare a lot of people," he said. His friends laughed. They couldn't imagine what it would be like to be invisible. But Kevin knew they would understand someday. One day, they would all get bored of talking and start drawing mustaches on their teachers' faces.